Welcome back to another episode of Catascore Plays Asagao Academy. My name is Bobby.
I'm Kevandre.
And last time, we found out that Mai was stealing the books.
Yes.
And then we went to return them to turn out that Satch is already fired. And then Shane caught us and was a cunt.
Yeah.
And we chose to side with Mai. And
I could see why Shane would be upset that she was the cause of his friend being fired.
I understand if there wasn't that sort of just, oh, hey, you have this color hair tinge of racism.
He probably shouldn't have
into
said
it.
that shit.
Yeah.
But
Racism is the right word. Somethingism. Just prejudice.
Hairism.
Yeah. That prejudice
Yeah.
pulled into there. So, yeah.
But yeah, so Satch got fired, but he doesn't really care. He's happy with that.
Yeah. And Shane's a dick. But then also they were having a tournament meeting and we weren't involved. Don't know if that's because we were avoiding Satch.
Because we were.
Which that's most
He tried
likely.
to talk to us multiple times that morning.
And we kept going, no thank you, okay, bye.
Yeah, so he probably was inviting us and we were just like, no.
Right.
But
Could be something else. I guess we'll see in this episode.
yeah, alright. But by the next day, guilt was still clearly gnawing on her conscience. We sat at our respective desks, Mai tapping away with her pencil.
See,
Pencil.
if it was my tapping away with my pencil, that would have been much funnier.
I feel awful. I can't believe he lost his job because of us. Let's know us here. Yeah,
Yeah.
because of me. Because of you, Satch lost his job at the fucking library. I'm not going to continue.
Mai, it's not.
That's like the second time I've done that.
Yeah.
Like,
I love it. Every
recent
time.
days. Your fault. Those words died on my lips. It was at least partially her fault. She had a direct hand in it. I could tell her it wasn't true until the cows come home, but it was true. Partially, but Mai wouldn't let that bit of responsibility go.
Well,
Isn't there something we can do?
Nope. I'm going to confess. I'll take the books to the librarian and tell her I'm the one who took them. Satch had no idea and none of it was his fault. He needs his job back.
Do you think that'll work? Won't you get in trouble?
Probably, but it's not as if I don't deserve it. I took the books after all. That was my doing. She began packing books into her satchel. When she straightened, I stood too. I thought she was going to do that anyway.
I'm going with you.
Thanks, Hana, for everything. When we got to the library, we went straight to the front desk. Mimi was manning it, looking bored out of her mind.
Come to it. Yes, what do you... Shut up. I have to do it. Hey, you're not allowed back here.
We went straight past her into the door of the back room.
Sorry, but this is important. We've got direct business with the librarian.
She eyed us warily, then shrugged.
Suit yourselves. I wouldn't want to be you.
Mai knocked on the door, jaw clenched tighter than a corkscrew.
What? Clenched tighter than a corkscrew? That don't make no sense.
Clench it.
Yeah.
I'm just making
You ain't
excuses
get
here.
that one, do you? That's a weird one. Alright, what was my librarian voice? Do you remember?
Nope.
Just... alright. What? What is it?
You know what? That might have been it.
Okay, sure.
I need to speak with you. It's urgent.
Oh, hi, kitty.
There was a loud series of grumbles from beyond the door, and then it opened.
Come on up, Buggy. Oh, no, you're just gonna claw the shit out of my old chair.
Rude.
Okay. I'll give you 5 seconds.
I love the dubstep gun here.
Yeah, it's great.
Mai hastily slipped the books out of her bag. Do you see these? These are the books that were missing from the library. I took them.
Alright. And?
And so I'm turning them in. I'm responsible for stealing them. I should be punished. And then you can give Satch his job back, because he wasn't at fault. She held the books out to the librarian and bowed, tears in her eyes.
Under no circumstances.
She lifted the book out of Mai's outstretched arms.
Mimi!
Mimi
Yes?
sprinted over, abject terror in her eyes.
I want these put away within 5 minutes. Do you understand? Yes, sir.
She dashed off. But that's not fair.
No?
Satch deserves... No,
Well,
that's
you-
you. That's
oh,
you.
hold
Never
on
mind,
now.
Charlie.
Satch deserves his job back. Regardless of who took the books.
She looked at Maya as though she would spit on her.
Oh, hey, I know a thing or two about that look. Obama spat on my sister. True story.
That's what I keep saying.
Satch did not find them. That is that. But you're the two girls who've been hanging out with that bunch recently. Perhaps you would like to have detention over tournament weekend?
My jaw dropped.
And maybe I can add a helping for Satchel as well. No, that's... Then do not let me see you again. You know what will happen if you do. Just wait till after the weekend, then call her a bitch.
Yeah, she slammed
Yeah.
the door in our faces. Maya and I walked back in silence. How could there be someone like that in charge of students in a school?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
What a jerk!
Can you believe her? Maybe it's better he doesn't have that job. Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
That's a good point. Inwardly, I agreed. No one should have to put up with that kind of treatment. Not even Mimi. Fuck Mimi.
Yeah, she fell on her face, stupid bitch.
Without that job, how was Satch going to pay for school? We weren't allowed to seek work outside of school unless he found another job here on campus. ... Tomorrow was Saturday, only 1 week until the tournament. The next day, I went straight to Satch's room. I wasn't sure what exactly I was going to do, but I couldn't stop worrying about him. I wanted to apologize or explain myself or something. I wanted to do something. I couldn't stand sitting. Good point. Those are different things.
I went to do something, so I went to Satch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand sitting around thinking about it.
I understand, Hana. If I wanted to do something, I might go to Satch too.
Oh, fair enough.
Uh,
You'd have more luck.
if he was single, he's
I
got a
knocked on
boyfriend
the
right
door.
now.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
From inside, I heard a small crash. Just a second. There was a bit more crashing, and Satch muttered under his breath. Then the door flew open. Hana, come in. He was trembling with excitement and absolutely beaming, smudges of oil on his cheeks.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yes, come on. He grabbed my wrist and pulled me into his room, shutting the door tight behind me.
I wanted to apologize. Maya and I went to return the books to the library yesterday, and we tried to get your job back, but...
Satch waved his hand. I don't care about that, honestly. I thought about it, and losing this job might be the best possible thing that could happen to me. Yeah, I've had that happen before.
Absolutely. Same here.
I wasted so much time there, and the treatment I received from the librarian was really getting me down. I didn't realize it until I was away from the constant negativity. I have so much energy now, and look! He gestured dramatically to his VR machine, which was sitting out in the middle of the room. I've made a major breakthrough. He was practically bouncing as I crept towards it. It looked exactly the same to me.
Good?
Here, put it on. You'll see. He handed me the helmet, and I shoved it on my head.
It's comfier than before.
I still don't like that. Yeah, I realize some people's heads might be more sensitive than others, so I found some pattern that doesn't disrupt the connectors. I'm turning it on, okay?
Turning me on. Okay.
Satch's dorm room faded away, and the familiar feeling of dizziness came over me. Then I found myself in that familiar white room. This time, instead of objects on the table, however, there were 2 doors. Okay, so don't actually move your body. I'm putting my hand on you just to make sure you don't bump into anything. But think about moving across the room. It reads brainwaves?
Yeah. Think about it?
I twitched. No, don't move. Think about moving.
How do I...
I kept my arms pinned to my sides and glanced around the room. Think about moving? I want to move over there. Nothing happened. Okay. I want to, my arm goes up? Nope. I let out a frustrated sigh. I could see myself moving in my mind's eye, but it wasn't... Exclamation points! I moved! Or the room around me was moving.
Yeah, same thing.
The doors were getting closer to me, as if I took a step forward, and then another, and then another. I reached the left door and thought about reaching out my hand, but just as it seemed I would grasp the doorknob,
I grasped Satch's knob.
I felt myself back in the dorm room. Satch's arm around my shoulders. I popped off the VR helmet, confused as to whether that was a success or a failure. The tournament required a finished project, one without many glitches. Would this really be okay? But when I looked at Satch, he was beaming. Yes. Isn't it amazing? It's a total breakthrough. I stared at him, and then it hit me.
Oh my god, it is!
I grabbed his arm and jumped up and down.
I moved just by thinking.
Satch.
Satch, do you realize what you've made?
He grabbed my arm and started jumping too. Adorable! I do! This is great! Isn't it great? I didn't think I'd be able to do it! I think with this, I'll have a real chance at making my dream come true. I can sell this, Hana. This could be my source of income. And I'd have all the time in the world to study and create. I really think this can work. He hugged me, then instantly released me, a blush on his cheeks. Thanks for helping me and being my guinea pig. The helmet's too small for Jared's hair. His gorgeous flowing locks. That made sense. As long as I can get this working before the tournament, everything else will work itself out. I trust that it'll work as long as I do my part.
In that case, I'll get out of your way.
Right on.
Thanks, Hana. I'll talk to you later. I waved and left him alone with his machine. My brain wanted to say mustache.
I waved and left him alone with his mustache, which he does not have.
He should. As soon as I shut the door, the whirring of a machine kicked in. He was back at it. I was glad. It was unfortunate that it happened, but maybe it really was the best possible thing. Sometimes things happen for a reason, right? After having the good luck to come to Asagao, meet Mai, and somehow end up with a chance to join the Normal Boots Club, I firmly believed that. Never had I seen Satch so happy. It made me happy, and I felt inspired too. There was still a week before the tournament, and I hadn't practiced much. It was time to fix that.
Hana.
Hana, are you awake? Mai whispered into the... I was going to say dankness again. I was half asleep, but I responded regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been thinking about everything that's happened. Did we ever find out who took the boots? My eyes snapped open.
No. No, I guess we didn't.
Well, that's just a mystery that'll never be solved.
That's right.
The silence that hung in the room after my sentence made it feel warmer. I stuck a leg out from under my covers.
Yeah. Look, I've done it. You've done it. We know what she's talking about.
I know what she's talking about, but it's just like the visual of just like asking a question and then...
Yeah, just a little...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's humorous. It wasn't me, for sure.
I know. I believe you.
But then, who was it? The question rolled around in my mind, gathering fragments of other thoughts like a sticky ball. It's probably Mimi, that bitch.
The librarian.
Never mind, Charlie. You need your rest. The tournament is tomorrow, after all.
I'm gonna blame Shane.
Yeah, it's Shane who took the
Good night.
boots.
Yeah.
Good night, Hannah. Yeah, wasn't that nice?
Yeah. Good night.
Yeah.
I'm sure
You're
it's gonna be
up all night now.
I'm sure it's gonna be something like, oh, I was gonna make it so that way it was a rival to them or whatever, and it would motivate us to do well in the tournament. Thought she wasn't gonna be good, had to get her out, and thought it'd bring them all back together. I could see Shane stealing the boots
Fuck that.
because he's a cunt.
Yeah. That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it's probably not.
I heard her turn away. I shut my
Okay.
eyes and tried to find the drowsiness I felt just moments earlier, but something wasn't sitting well with me.
If I learn Python well enough, I'll make Shane do it.
I had a terrible, terrible feeling that tomorrow would go well, for sure.
Totes for sure.
As much as I wanted to believe that, I couldn't.
Of course not.
Slowly, I drifted into an uneasy sleep. The tournament was today.
A whole week passed in that one nap. Holy shit.
No, they kept saying it was tomorrow.
I thought
Just
it
a
was...
minute ago.
Did they?
Yeah, when she left Satch's room.
That's when the
It
week
was
skip
a week,
happened.
yeah.
Okay.
I agreed to meet up with Satch to help him move his machine to the tournament hall, but I was just about to knock on his door when... Clearly the culprits. I don't want Hana on this team.
What a cunt.
I froze. You have no proof, Shane. You can't punish someone for something they haven't necessarily done. There's proof enough. Mai's a kleptomaniac. Ooh, fuck Shane.
Yeah.
You're not making sense. We'll lose the tournament if Hana doesn't compete. It would be better to lose than to fraternize with a liar and a thief. Shane! I flinched. I never heard Satch speak that way. I trust Hana and Ma. They would never steal the boots. There was a heavy silence. Then Shane spoke again, much closer to the door. You're biased. The door flew open and Shane emerged, nearly hitting me in the shoulder. I stared at him, stunned, but he barely glanced at me before continuing down the hall. Satch saw me and standing there and came to stand next to me. Did you hear all that?
That?
Seeing my face, Satch scratched the back of his neck. Look, Hana, I don't care what Shane says. He may not trust you, but I do. Everyone else should too.
Really?
Would a bad person go exploring the campus at night looking for the boots? Would a bad person go and beg for my job back? Would a bad person care for Oscar just because? We haven't talked about Oscar in a while.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Would a bad person stick by her friend and keep faith in her, even when things look bad? You're not just a good person. You're one of the most thoughtful and selfless people I've ever met. And if Shane or the others don't realize it, that's their problem, stemming from a lack of observation, not from you.
That's true, Satch.
If they just knew you like I do, and if they felt the way about you...
Well, no, they're not allowed to feel that way about me.
Baka.
Ha
He stopped, mouth agape.
ha ha! Thanks, Satch.
Look, he went back to Teeth Stop and traded in his new ones that he got.
Oh, well, it looks like Hana got him.
I don't know why I find Teeth Stop so funny. It's...
You're a fucking weird one.
I know! It's great!
It's alright, though. You know, you're pretty, so I forgive you.
Yeah, no problem. Anyway, the tournament is starting soon. I don't care what Shane thinks, you're still part of the team. Let's get this thing over there. I wiped tears from my eyes and nodded.
Right.
Satch and I carried the heavy machine out of his room, down the steps, and out onto campus. I was thankful for the fresh spring air, taking a brief breath before we hobbled our way across the grounds. It was good we'd get there early to set up, as my event was one of the first ones. Huffing and puffing, there was little time for conversation as we headed into town. The arcade at which the tournament was being held was much smaller than I expected. I felt like I'd find some kind of convention, but instead it was a small local arcade filled with machines. Smaller rooms split off, which were probably where the individual competitions would take place throughout the day. A few people milled about the space, generally older folk in their 20s and 30s. I glanced at the agenda in my hand and made my way to one of the back rooms. When I entered the competition room, I found 2 chairs on an elevated platform, a computer, and a projector sitting between them and hooked up to separate controllers. Ian sat in one of the chairs, looking bored out of his mind.
Good morning.
Ian!
Hey,
It's about time you showed up. I was starting to get worried that you died.
Aw, it's sweet of you to be concerned.
I don't like the Comic Sans.
How does he speak in Comic Sans?
Is it?
Yeah,
Dot dot dot.
I like you better with longer hair.
I do too. I was just about to sit down to play when Jeff emerged out of nowhere and stood in front of me, avoiding my eyes.
Is everything okay, Jeff?
I feel like Jeff's design looks a lot worse than all of the other ones. Don't you think?
Yeah,
Like, I mean, I guess it looks like him, but I don't think that it looks like they put as much time into his face. You know what I mean?
yeah, it does look a bit more generic,
Yeah.
I guess. Maybe that's where, like, the beard is slightly off and it's not symmetrical and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Alright, what was
You were
just...
Jeff, and it was a little higher pitch, but not that high ass pitch that you did that one time.
Oh, okay, so not... Yeah, but, you should talk with Caddy after the tournament. Okay. Why? Well, he's a mysterious foreign exchange student.
That's a good reason.
Yeah, I know that.
I know that he's mysterious. Why? What about it? Maybe not the mysterious part, but...
So, look, take my word for it. Okay, if you say so.
right on.
Good! Thank you. That, no problem?
I watched Jeff disappear into the crowd and got into the chair next to Ian. A man came over to me to check my name and club affiliation. I said I was a member of the Normal Boots Club, a small surge of pride making me sit up straight as I said it. There were chairs lined up for people to watch us compete, and to my surprise, the entire room soon filled. I searched the crowd to find the Normal Boots Club.
Oh,
There they were!
hi guys.
Everyone but Satch.
Oh snap.
Where was he? As I stared worriedly into the crowd, a blur of movement caught my eye. It was Satch. He's faster than a speeding bullet. It was Jeff, actually. He was sitting in a chair on the edge of the row with the rest of the Hidden Block Club, watching me carefully. I smiled at him and he looked away.
Dot.
Finally, the lights around us dimmed and the projector started up, showing up the main menu of Dumbadoom's Revenge on screen. It was time to start. As the MC began his introduction and explained the rules of the game, Ian turned to me, a smirk on his face. Sure you're ready for this?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? Yeah, sorry. You bet I am.
Ready to go! The man turned to us. Ian and I nodded. Then, 3, 2, 1, start! The game began. I immediately clicked to fill my screen with 2 more lines of blocks. Ian began working with what he had. I scanned the blocks for the pink hearts, eliminating them one by one, making combos where I could. I still wasn't advanced enough to play tons of combos ahead of time, but I could make it much more likely for combos to happen through probability. The pinks were all but gone, green leaves were next. Dumbadoom started flipping at the top of the screen. Ian must be comboing, which meant I had a few seconds before those blocks would fall. I set up a combo on top of the screen and started eliminating the orange blocks below it. Then it happened. A 6 combo jumped out at me from on the screen. My eyes crossed as I stared at it in shock. I just had to move the top block over 1 space. Then as quickly as I saw it, it vanished. The blocks looked normal again.
You're dead.
As Ian's blocks fell upon my humble kingdom, I slid the combo into place. 2, 3, 4 combo, 5 combo, 6 combo, 7 combo, 8 combo! Ian's attack converted into blocks and hovered over mine. I set up several more combos and waited for them to fall. 10 combo, legendary! Dumbadoom started farting out rainbows over Ian's zone, and then... blocks. So many blocks. They didn't come in a chunk, they came in a torrential downpour. All over Ian's side, sliding from left to right and back again. Ian blinked, his hands and eyes moving frantically over the screen. I wasn't sure if he'd ever seen something like that before. I sure hadn't. I continued to combo while this was happening, but at this point there was no need. Ian's screen filled up. He kept trying to make combos until the very end, but... game over. That was it. I won.
Oh, snap.
I stared, dumbfounded at the screen in front of me. Ian's mouth hung open. The room was silent.
Yeah, fuck
Then-
you, Ian.
Whoa!
Yeah, Hana.
Aw, yeah.
I knew you could do it! I glanced up to see the room applauding. All of it, even the Hidden Block Club. The announcer was gaping at the screen. I've never seen a score that high! Certain I was red as a tomato. I stood to climb down off the platform. Not so fast. Ian stepped in front of me, grim as always. I braced myself for his infamous sarcasm. But to my surprise, he laughed.
Hana.
That was a hell of a game, Hana. That's exactly what I wanted from you. He held a hand in the air. I looked at it in confusion. I think I'm giving him the Angela DeSoto voice.
Maybe.
I'm not really sure how else to do Ian, though. Because
Yeah.
I think that my voice is already pretty similar to his. We got that same kind of, like, this kind of thing that he does a lot. So I'm kind of emphasizing that, but then that reminds me of Angela,
Okay.
which is fine, I guess. I know that you don't like Angela, but whatever.
Yeah, she's a horrible bitch.
It's still a good person.
No.
It's still a good voice, I should say.
Yeah, the voice is fine. She's a horrible bitch. Hope she does.
Don't leave me hanging.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, when we get the sequel series in 10 years.
yeah.
I high-fived him and he clasped my hand in his. Thanks, Hana. That was fun. Then he disappeared into the pressing crowd. I bumped and shoved my way through, searching for Satch in the bundle of people.
Hana.
Hana. I turned around. Satch was behind me, grinning from ear to ear. I came just in time to see the end. That was amazing. You managed to use Ian's strategy against him. How did you do that?
You watched me do it. Practice?
Satch burst out laughing. That's wonderful.
What about your match?
It's starting soon.
Then come on, let's go.
I tugged Satch through the crowd, arcade floor, moving through the flood of new arrivals playing at various machines.
Seems like it's good for business.
All participants play free, but you get a day pass and play as much as you want.
Huh. No wonder.
We entered the invention room and paused, completely taken aback. Huge TVs lined the hall, and people stood around various consoles, PCs, and other things I'd never seen before. Sounds like pinball.
Well, maybe pinball.
Okay, you never seen pinball before?
maybe like things like flashlights or whatever.
Yeah, they invented flashlights.
Yeah, special things from Japan.
Mhm.
Interactive ones.
Special Skyrim branded dragon dildo flashlights.
Yeah.
A group of middle-aged adults with clipboards were walking around the room, inspecting the various inventions.
Why don't we have that?
Because you just talked about it the other day for the first time in life.
But Microsoft was listening.
Oh, that is true. They were.
They should. The robot, the Amazon
Echo.
Yeah, Echo. There we go. I didn't want to say the name because she'd listen again more.
Yes.
She heard. The
Yeah.
FBI agent on my phone heard.
And she called up the Gears of War people and was like, "Hey, you gotta do this."
Yeah.
Across the way, I saw Jimmy talking to the older lady, presenting something on his 4DS to her with a sheepish grin. Thank goodness they haven't gotten to mine yet. Why did you leave then?
To go see
Look,
us,
look,
obviously.
man, you still have your own responsibilities.
Obviously.
Oh,
We're more important.
Oh, fuck you. We hustled across the room into the back corner where Satch's VR helmet perched on a chair, ready for people to try. Satch muttered to himself in a hushed voice, and I moved the helmet and sat on the chair myself. People were roaming the room. Occasionally one would stop and ask a question or try something someone had worked on, a robot, a circular treadmill for controlling character movement. But mostly they were content to look and not touch. This isn't good. I need someone to demonstrate this machine, or it won't get any notice. He eyed me over his shoulder, and I rolled my eyes.
Me?
Well, I would never ask, but if you would...
Yeah.
Of course I will.
I held the helmet in front of me, waiting while he turned on the TV screen that would project what I was seeing and doing to the entire room. Just in time. A judge is coming this way. An older woman was at the booth next to us, talking to a young woman about her invention, face recognition software for dating applications. Have your virtual boyfriend really talked to you? A virtual dating game, eh? That sounded kind of fun. Her models were definitely in the uncanny valley, though. Ready? Satch peered down at me. Things will be a bit different this time around. I got a lot done since you last visited. Just behave naturally and move as you did last time.
Okay.
I slipped the helmet on my head and gave Satch a thumbs up. The machine switched on with a familiar whirring sound, and I felt the dizziness fog my mind again. Thankfully, by now I was used to it. When I came to, I found myself in a room I knew well. My classroom. At least I thought it was my classroom. When I looked around, the only people nearby were...
No shit.
normal Boots members? I was sitting at a desk at the back of class. Moving carefully, I slowly got out of the desk and moved across the room. It was weird to see my body moving without feeling it. With the helmet on, it really felt like I was in the classroom, not that I was in the first-person perspective I saw in typical shooter games. If I could feel my body, I might have mistaken it for real life, which was cool, but also made me nervous.
Of course it would.
Please don't sell this to the government, Satch.
That's a very fair point, and that's what he did.
I stood awkwardly in front of the boys, unsure of what to do. What did Satch say? Act normally?
Hi.
Jared turned to me, sparkling in the fluorescent light.
My Jared voice just... Hello there, good person.
Yeah, that's a good Jared. He flashed a brilliant smile and bowed low.
If you would be so kind as to sit at the front of the room, we can begin. Sure?
The Jared in front of me was similar to the real Jared, but different. He seemed like a punched-up version, as if he was on steroids or something. He was, somehow, even more beautiful than in real life. He moved with a flowing grace like he was made from liquid. This whole model thing is just so strange for Jared.
Yeah, especially knowing what we
Especially
know
now, but like also, I always thought it was pretty odd. I was like, he's not really an attractive guy. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Neither are we, not throwing stones.
Right, yeah, we're not great.
Right, but at some point you have to look at somebody and go, look, you're just not a model, and we know what that looks like.
See,
so...
if they did that for Gerard, we'd be like Zanalda and just getting naked behind him.
That's true, because that's what happens when you're around Gerard.
That's apparently what happens.
Yeah. it's canon.
Yeah.
It's accepted.
Yeah.
Real life.
It seemed almost unnatural, like an elf from Lord of the Necklaces.
That's not right,
I
but
don't care
okay.
for that. I sat in Shizuka's chair, and the boys sat at their desks in front of me. Now, we're going to... Gerard stopped mid-sentence, his brow ruffled as if he forgot something. Going to...
Dot, dot, dot.
Had Satch not gotten this far? Should I do something?
Well?
Ooh!
Okay. Do we need to... This is a good one.
I'm tempted.
What-
I'm tempted by
what-
Make a Confession.
Okay. Fuck it. Let's go with Make a Confession. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Make a confession, right. In that case, I'll go first. Once I made PBG a peanut butter pie,
Oh shit.
the world swirled out of view for a moment, and then I was in the dorm kitchens watching PBG and Gerard talk to each other. Wow, you made a pie? All right. Of course, please eat it. You're so generous, Gerard.
He is very
Great
generous.
friend.
Nah, I just wanted to thank you for being my friend. I suppressed a chuckle as PBG dipped a fork into the pie and took a bite. So, how is it? Well... PBG froze and dropped his fork. His flange flew to his throat.
Ugh.
PBG, what's wrong? I forgot to tell you. He turned to face me, and both he and Gerard gave me a giant thumbs up.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to peanut butter.
Oh yeah? Is he really? Because that would be great.
I don't think he is.
It would be fucking hilarious.
Then they froze. I moved up to them and touched them. Nothing was happening. It seemed this was as far as Satch got. Just as I was about to panic, a door at the far end of the room opened and I saw a flash of pink.
What the fuck?
Hello.
Hello. Fancy meeting you here.
It was me, I was talking to myself. Kind of. This was a version of myself I had never seen before. She was... well, she was beautiful. Certainly more beautiful than I considered myself to be. I'm pretty sure this is the exact same model, Hana.
Yeah.
She smiled brightly, and the room around us seemed to glow. No, it was actually glowing. My other Hana's presence made the room glow.
Nice. I'm happy you came to see me. I was worried about my friends there, so I went to check up on them. But I ended up running into a new friend. Don't worry, I've got you. As long as I'm by your side, you don't need to worry.
Look, I'm pretty sure PPG is going into anaphylactic shock. You probably should focus on
Nah,
that.
fuck him, he'll be fine.
You got an EpiPen? I mean...
Are you...
Something tapped me on the shoulder, and I just about jumped a foot into the air, I think. My VR sight didn't change, so I was confused until I heard Satch's voice from somewhere above me. You can take off the helmet now, Hana. I removed the helmet, seeing the real world come into form around me. Suddenly I felt my feet back on the ground. Even though my sense of touch never left me, somehow it only felt real when the visuals around me matched up. Satch stood in front of me, a blush across his cheeks.
Right on.
I think things went really well. I knew I could count on you. You thought fast, and you saw through the bugs and glitches and messed up scenarios. Without you, this program might have gotten stuck, and the third judge would have never seen what it was capable of.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hana.
About...
Anyway, I have to fill out some forms now, so I should go.
I should go.
He started backing away as he said it.
Of course. Right, I'll just...
Yeah, great, bye!
Goodbye.
He turned and dashed away. I watched him go, bewildered. So... was that how Satch saw me? If it was, Hello, tournament competitors! The judges' score sheets are now in. We'll tally the scores and announce the winners in a few minutes. Announce? Then did Satch really have forms to fill out? No, of course he didn't. He has
I
to go
mean-
yerk it.
No, you gotta have the forms to fill out, you know. Go
Way
ahead.
before then.
Right, you gotta have, like, the prenup already filled out and all that
Prenup, yeah.
stuff. Right? Get prepared. You gotta have all that paperwork in line.
Yeah.
Dot, dot, dot.
I walked around the room for a bit, looking at the different inventions. Some of them were pretty neat, but I didn't bother trying to figure them out. After my event in Satch's VR machine, I felt drained and a little lightheaded. Some 15 minutes passed before I heard the MC again. Hello, tournament competitors, and thank you for your patience. I would like to announce our winners! In third place, Jimmy Sunder with his extremely detailed level design analyzer. Some guy with crazy hairdo walked up to the front of the room, grabbed his medal, and bowed. In second place, Tom Grochowiak for his robot that can memorize choices and even form the basis of a personality.
Good for him.
Older man received the silver medal, thanking the MC in a Polish accent. And in first place, Satchel Drakes for his revolutionary VR that can control movement with nothing but thought. A rush of cheers filled the auditorium. The auditor, I should say.
No. But also, don't pretend like we didn't hear your phone just do a little whoop-choo.
You did not.
Oh, I think we did.
Satch jumped up to the front podium and accepted his gold medal, thanked his audience, and fled.
It even did it during the Microsoft
Look,
presentation.
shut your mouth. I'm busy.
Uh-huh. I thought you would have turned it off after the Microsoft one.
I did, and
But
then I
no.
turned it back on after
You
it
son
was
of
done.
a bitch!
From the looks of it, some were reporters or businessmen. I bounced up and down, waving at him until he caught a glimpse of me. I gave him a thumbs up and he grinned in return. I wouldn't be talking with him for a while. I left Satch's booth and wandered around the room, wondering what to do with myself.
Just don't know
What to do with myself?
what.
Then I saw Caddy over at Jimmy's booth, waiting to speak to him. Suddenly, Jeff's warning came back to mind.
Oh, yeah. You should talk to Caddy.
Curious, I approached. He shifted nervously as he watched me come, but smiled when I stood in front of him.
Hey.
Was I Caddy?
Yeah.
Is he my British
Yes.
accent voice that I can't do well at all?
You heard my shame.
Yeah, I suppose. But, fuck, I don't have a voice in my head for British right now. It's blank. Just, fuck, blank. Hana! Fancy seeing you here.
Alright, good enough.
Yeah, fancy seeing you here at the tournament where we're all competing.
I chuckled and he laughed loudly. Too loudly. I watched him shift his hands into his pockets and glance furtively around the room.
Caddy, is everything okay? Yeah, everything is fine. Sorry, I've never been good at talking to cute girls.
Oh, girl, we're taken. Well, I guess, with us finding out that Satch is the wrong kind of tree for us to be barking up, maybe Caddy's a good...
Right, we're just his
Alternative.
beard, so...
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I glanced at him in surprise and he chuckled. It was flattering, but I realized that I would rather have someone else said it to me. I bit my lip.
You seem rather skittish. I have my suspicious eyes on in that character mode. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm always like that, aren't I?
He grinned again. Whatever Jeff wanted me to ask Caddy about, he wasn't having it.
What was Jimmy Wetzel's...
I don't remember.
Fuck!
Finally! Free of the people who had been talking to him, Jimmy rejoined our group. Caddy! Hey, Hana! Oh, and Waleed? Waleed was crossing the room, evidently having come from his events. Jimmy sighed. I guess I never had the chance of beating Satch, did I? I worked so hard on that breeding AI for the newest generation Nokemon games. I really thought it could save so many Nokemon fans so much time.
What was Waleed's?
I think it was just a regular voice that you had.
It's okay, Jimmy. You did your best, and that's definitely something you would do.
I guess so. How did yours go?
About that.
Waleed trailed off, eyes downcast.
Yay!
Yes!
I couldn't resist punching the air, joy rolling from my shoulders. Hana's kind of a bitch.
Yeah, but fuck him.
That's awful rude, Hana. That's what I said, man. Look, he's gonna fucking punch her. Just look at this.
Yeah. Gonna moose knuckle her. Sorry, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen.
I can't believe you actually said that.
Seriously.
I can't believe you lost.
She went to Teeth Stop. This is just such a strange face. Just every time I see it.
Neither can I. I'm going to have to seriously rethink my future career if things are going like this. Your future career? As what? As an... Actually, never mind. But... Now...
Caddy threw his arms around Jimmy and Waleed's necks.
If all events are all over, it's time to have some fun, eh? Come on, Let's go. Tournament players get free games all day, and I'm not about to let that opportunity go to waste. You too, Hana.
I nodded. For now, the tournament results were unknown, and Satch was being interviewed for his paradigm-shifting invention. There was nothing I could do but play. We played our hearts out at the end of the tournament, roaming from pinball machines to shooters and rhythm games. People left one by one for their events, returning with good and bad news, but never did an outside force take a title.
Interesting.
By the end of the day, we were exhausted and sweaty, and the air inside the tiny arcade was muggy with humidity. The MC from the tournament finally tallied the scores and stood on stage, microphone in hand. The winner of the 2015 South-Southwest tournament is... the Normal Boots Club!
Of course. Yes!
I screamed and clapped and we swarmed on stage. The poor MC didn't know what hit him. As we celebrated on stage, Paul grabbed the microphone.
We'd like to thank our friends and fans for always supporting us. And there's something else we'd like to do.
He grabbed my hand and tugged me to the front of the stage. I looked at Satch in bewilderment and he gave me a thumbs up.
We've treated our friend Hana terribly this past year. We would like to formally apologize to her and her friend Mai.
He bowed to me, as did the entire rest of the Normal Boots Club. I waved my hands aimlessly, trying to get this to stop happening. Even Shane?
No, not Shane, because he's a cunt.
Oh.
We would like to recognize that Hana is now, and has always been, a member of the Normal Boots Club. ... exclamation dots.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I clapped my hands over my mouth in sheer surprise.
And now that she's won a match, it's official. But what about the boots?
Fuck 'em.
You know, they're an important symbolic gesture and all, but they're just gold boots. We can get new ones. I'm rich.
Alright, rich kid. Paul gestured off stage, and I turned to see a red-faced Shane with Normal Boots jacket in hand.
Oh, they made him do it.
I'm sorry that I've been so distrustful, Hana. Welcome to the club. He lifted the jacket over my shoulders and patted me gently on the back. Tears filled my eyes, and I pulled him into a hug.
I hope we can be friends now.
We can't if you stop hugging me.
Nope, not gonna happen, Shane.
I released him and he fled back into the crowd. As the other members trickled off stage, I searched for Satch and found him beaming at me from within a haze of reporters and curious investors. My heart started racing and suddenly a memory flashed in my mind. What is your dream, and what will you do after that one's accomplished? My dream? I've achieved it. New friends, the Normal Boots Club, winning the tournament. I had everything I wanted. So, now what? What do I do now? I returned to my room, calm in my heart. I couldn't believe we won the tournament. I won the tournament! I was part of the Normal Boots Club! I pulled out my keys and braced myself for the inevitable. Who knew what waited for me on the other side of that door? Ha! Mai pounced on me, emitting a high-pitched wail. I couldn't go! Tell me what happened! Did you win?
Jesus Christ, dude.
Of all days for Mai to have her biggest volleyball game of the year, it had to fall on the same day as the tournament.
Yeah.
She was bouncing up and down, jostling me with every jump.
Mai, hang on. Get off of me. No, don't get off of her, Mai.
Oh, girl. She stepped away and I gasped for air. Sorry. She stared at me in shock.
What? What happened?
Mai held a trembling finger to my chest and I looked down. Tits.
They were just out the entire time. Yeah. Okay. Jesus.
You won the tournament, you told me what? The entirety of the dorm probably heard her. No, the entirety of my entire city. She grabbed my hands. Look, man, I'm telling you, next door neighbor is like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And they're very nice people to us.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, they always say hi.
It's
and
not like
everything.
this is the middle of the night. It's 4:23 p.m. on a Sunday.
At least our sideways neighbors, our downstairs neighbors are awful.
I don't care about them.
Yeah, but our sideways neighbors, I like to keep good impressions.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
She grabbed my hands and spun me around in a small circle through our room. I stumbled over miscellaneous piles of books, Mai's backpacks of papers. You did it! You did it!
Stop this, please, stop. I'm gonna be sick.
The sound of a knock at the door made us both freeze in our tracks. What's that? Who's there? You don't think they want the jacket back, do you?
Be a bitch. Of course not. They wouldn't do that. Would
No,
they?
they would never have given you that jacket if they were going to take it back. That'd be super fucked. The knock came again. Go open the door. I
Hey.
gulped and approached the door as one would an enraged dog. Then you didn't approach it then. Then, eyes squeezed shut, I pulled it open. It's our boy Satch. Oh, it's Ian. Hana.
Hey, Ian?
Hey.
Eh.
Dot.
Is Mai there too? Mai poked her head around the corner. Oh, good. Do you mind coming with me, both of you?
Is something wrong?
Not particularly. Ian didn't seem like he wanted to explain any further, so Mai and I followed him out to campus. Oh, congratulations on winning the tournament.
Thank you.
Man, come next year, I'm totally kicking your ass.
We'll see about that, you Comic Sans motherfucker.
Mai watched as stars glistening in her eyes. I'm in heaven, I'm in heaven. Ian led us to Poppy Hall. As we swept through its corridors, I had an inkling about where he was taking us. When he stopped in front of the Hidden Block Club room, I realized I was correct. He opened the door and moved as if to go in first, then apparently thought better of it and gestured for us to go first. Inside, I found a smiling Satch and the Hidden Block Club, who all looked somewhat sheepish. Caddy stood to one side, blood red. Ian came in behind us and shut the door.
Dot.
Dot, dot, dot.
Dot.
Dot, dot. Ian sighed. Caddy took the boots.
What?
I glanced at Caddy, who messed with his hands and stared at the floor. Oh, game crashed. I was shifting through a mixture of emotions beside me. It was probably better he couldn't look at her. It was supposed to be a stupid prank, but then he dropped them and he broke them, so...
I took them to get them fixed, and while they were getting repaired, you two came under fire. Everyone took it way harder than I thought they would, considering they're just a pair of boots, so by the time they were fixed, I couldn't bear the thought of returning them.
Don't be a cunt, Caddy.
I am a cunt. I procrastinated, and you all started fighting, and then you weren't talking to each other. It made it harder and harder to return them. I kept thinking about how mad everyone would be and how much you two suffered. I hid them in my closet and ignored them, but eventually Jeff came across them, and, well,
I looked at Jeff, who gave me an awkward thumbs up.
I'm really sorry. Please forgive me.
Caddy got down on his hands and knees, then laid on the floor.
Please walk on my head.
Okay.
Please get up.
Oh no, you're not getting off the hook that easily. Mai strode over to Caddy and grabbed his ear.
Ah!
You're coming with me. You're going to be my love slave.
Sounds like a good time.
Mai dragged him off the ground, then pulled him out of the room. Caddy squealed as he went. Their screams echoed down the hallway until they dissolved into silence. Dot, dot, dot.
Important.
That's what it gets.
Well, that's good.
Right on.
Hana and I can take the boots back to our club. Our? You mean...
All right.
Whoa, she's got a jacket. It's true.
It was in front of everybody. You guys weren't there?
It's entirely obvious. You guys were there. Everything's fine.
I grinned and showed off my club patch.
The newest addition to the Normal Boots Club. You got it.
Luke whistled.
Who the fuck was Luke?
You were Luke.
He went, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well done, Hana.
That's pretty good.
No, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Anyway, we should get going. Satch grabbed one side of the boots and looked at me.
Yeah.
Right.
I grabbed the other side of the boots, which were surprisingly cold. Together, Satch and I lifted the sucker and shuffled toward the door.
Hey.
Satch, I'm gonna beat you next year, got it? We'll see about that. Isn't Satch a senior?
I thought he was, but maybe.
Also, Steven Galaxy is on later tonight, so...
Yes.
I'll be there.
But Steven Universe Galaxy
Yeah.
was an awful show.
Look, we didn't get that far in it. It's probably pretty
You're
good.
right. We didn't sit through the 100 episodes of filler to get to the fucking point that was terrible.
Yeah, I might get there. We'll see. I might start it again myself. Thus, we were on our awkward shuffling way.
Just go watch Gravity
It's
Falls.
apparently nighttime now.
Yeah.
For some reason, the walk to the club room was awkward. The sunset faded and night had fallen around us. Although we technically weren't supposed to still be out, I was used to roaming the halls at night, and since Satch was there with me, I felt safe. I focused on not moving too quickly and trying not to complain about the cramping pain in my fingers. It helped me avoid Satch's eyes. Was it always this tense around him? What changed? Not sure how to handle... Suddenly, Satch broke the silence, talking to... himself? Me? In a series of quiet mumbles.
Satch.
Thank you, Hana.
He jolted as if woken from a dream, nearly dropping the boots. I scrambled to accommodate the sudden shift in weight as he gathered himself. Sorry.
No big deal. What were you whispering about?
Well, why was he hesitating? Even with the worst of the news, Satch usually delivered it effortlessly. My VR machine. People have sent me offers. Some want to buy it, some want to fund me as I develop it. Regardless, I'm going to be fine. I'll be able to stay at Asako. He said he was a senior.
I guess not.
Yay.
That's great.
Have you found a new dream?
Oh,
The sudden question took me off guard, and I flushed. So he remembered that too?
I was thinking about it earlier.
In the past few months, I learned so many things. About friendship, trust, honesty, loyalty, choice. Even, maybe, love? I felt myself flush and cleared my throat.
Not yet, but I'm sure I will. What about you?
We finally reached the hallway the Normal Boots Club room was in and edged towards the door. Perhaps.
Question?
Satch refused to elaborate further, and I, seeing the door, was content to focus on bringing these blasted boots to their rightful place. Satch opened the door with a deftly maneuvered foot, and we finally brought the boots back to the rightful place, the closet in the back of the room. We released them onto the cushion, and I immediately started rubbing the blood back into my hands.
My fingers.
That thing is ridiculously heavy for a pair of boots. Satch held the ring of keys out to me. Care to do the honors? I laughed. Taking the keys, I turned to the boots.
You were more trouble than you were worth. No, they almost literally were not. But
Yeah.
anyways, but I guess I'll get to know you better from now on. All hail the boots.
I blew a kiss at them and then shut the doors. I held up the keys to the heavens.
May these boots stay forever in their rightful place.
With that, I locked the closet door and turned cheerfully to Satch. He was staring at me, eyes shining brightly, like a diamond.
Satch.
Satch.
Hana, this might come as a surprise to you. I didn't want to bring it up, not while you were going through so much. But I think I've fallen for you.
No shit.
You're so kind, so hard-working, so... He shook his head, at a loss.
It's the pink hair, isn't it?
I was hoping... No, all I wanted to tell you, I admire you. You inspire me. The whole time I was working on the VR machine, I was thinking of you. How you'd react when you experienced it, what your impression would be. That's why I was able to work so hard, even after I lost my job. When I watched you using it during the tournament, to be honest, that felt better than anything that came after it, even winning. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Satch, imagine my surprise you saying all that and then ending up with a guy.
Some people.
Yeah. Oh shit, this is a lot of... Okay. You, who has been there for me throughout this whole ordeal, who tried to get to the bottom of the boots issue because it was the right thing to do, who stood by my side even when evidence pointed to the contrary. And here I thought my feelings were one-sided.
What?
That's right.
I laughed and moved to give him a hug.
Give me some of that Satchy Satch.
Oh, girl.
Very cute.
Satch embraced me in turn, beaming. But when?
I don't know.
Don't know. It happened somewhere along the way.
Look, man, like, she asked you to that festival thing, right? Or I guess technically he asked her, but
Yeah,
like, that's
but-
clearly what she was gonna do.
Yeah, pretty much at the festival
Yeah.
is when it solidified. So, come on now, don't be ignorant. There wasn't a moment. There were no fireworks.
Well, there were, but you left the festival early.
But as time went on, I realized I wanted you by my side, no matter what. I couldn't stand the idea that, for whatever reason, you might not be.
I kissed him on the cheek.
Okay, guys, I need you to understand my point of view right now, because we have the game screen up, but it's in windowed mode, and right underneath it, Kavandra has a picture of a cat, like, peeking out from underneath the game screen. It's hard to take this seriously, I just want to go, oh, little kitty!
It's a cute kitty.
Okay, I just need to share that, break the tension, and all that stuff. Shush.
I lightly smacked him on the shoulder. We ended up sitting there the whole night on the floor of the Normal Boots club room, just talking. Together we reflected on how much we learned from each other. Satch, how to rely on others and trust people, and me, how to believe in my power to change situations, to trust my friends, to be honest. We were so excited and so happy we hardly noticed time keep on slipping, until it was already dawn. We said our quiet goodbyes in front of Primrose, and I slipped away to sleep. There was a club meeting the next day, after all. I would see him soon.
Yeah.
By the time I got to the club room, everyone was already seated and waiting. I made eye contact with Satch. A huge grin spread across his face, and I flushed. Better not to look at him. It'd be a dead giveaway.
Satch! What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you're grinning like a maniac. Is it about your machine? Look, I'm sure that this is like the 6th or 7th voice I've given to Josh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We don't know Josh, so...
Nope.
What? You're not gonna tell us?
No.
Nope.
That's not fair.
Okay.
I'll tell you when you guess.
Okay. You got a puppy.
Nice. I wish. You found out you're distantly related to Shakespeare.
No.
No, but good guess. I can
How is
believe
that a good guess? Okay.
You're performing live in concert because you created a boy band with Gerard and 2 other kids from Asakawa.
Motherfucker.
Yes, I've heard something like that before. So Alex is here somewhere. And Nate also. Interesting.
Huh.
I would have liked to have seen them.
Too bad.
Ha! A boy band? Like that would ever happen. It wasn't a bad idea.
Satch does get that soul voice.
He does. He really is great in Big Bad Bosses.
Yeah.
Hana, do you have any idea?
What? Me? Maybe he got an engineering scholarship?
I keep telling you, you'll never guess.
Oh, it's just a matter of time.
For now, why don't we get this meeting started? There's another tournament coming up soon, and we've got a new member to inaugurate. Oh yeah! We gotta do her initiation ritual. Paul cackled, rubbing his hands together like a grasshopper. Okay. Like, what about like a fly?
Right? Those greedy little fuckers,
Fucking
and they
pieces
always
of
rub
shit.
them? Yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Hana!
Don't worry about it, Hana. It won't hurt a bit.
Yeah, that's what Satch said, and then he was lying.
Yeah. Satch don't know his own size.
And so began the rest of my time at Asakawa.
Actually, he does engineering stuff. He probably, knows exactly his size.
Best end! Yo!
What? Hey!
Is that the end?
Is that it?
Oh, shit.
Okay, I guess that's the end.
Well, we got the best end, apparently, so that's good.
Yeah. High five. Hooray!
This came out after they were married? I thought it was before that. Oh,
Ah.
good for her.
Yeah,
Maybe they edited it later.
probably. I don't know.
Anyway. I loved this.
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Way more fun than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Way longer than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
So, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, everybody here in the credits did an amazing job.
They really did.
Yeah, it's... Holy crap, dude. This was really well put together.
I think this is one of our best series that we've done.
Creeps with pasta.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The whole Jared thing happened.
The fact
right in
that
the
it
middle of
happened during this series is kind of great.
Yeah.
Like,
I like it a lot.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry that it happened. That's
yeah,
awful.
Me too.
But the timing. If it would have happened like right after we ended, I would be like, son of a bitch!
I know.
All the jokes that
All
we could
the same. Yeah.
But no, it worked out, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'd give this a 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. This is one of the best things that I think that we've done. Not only because the game is great, but also because it really worked with how we do our stuff.
I agree. Definitely 10 out of 10.
I definitely liked this a lot better than Stay Stay DPRK. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just because I already know these characters.
Yeah, and Stay Stay DBRK was kind of like a cheaper knockoff.
Yeah.
It didn't feel too much like a passion project.
Right.
It's, I think we mentioned it was a stock knockoff of, like,
Go Go Nippon.
Yeah. which was its own special thing, trying to introduce people to Japan, so it has a whole different feel behind it.
Yeah.
This just felt amazing.
Yeah.
I like that we got to seduce Satch. I like that we stumbled into the best ending, so hooray.
Yes.
I don't know what the bad ending was.
Oh.
Oh, shit!
Louder! I want to hear you scream it to the heavens! I emerged from my dorm the next morning ready to head to class and stop in front of the spectacle that never in my life would I expected to see.
I'm a bad kappa.
I steal things and let my friends get in trouble for it. This is great. Louder!
I am a bad kappa! What are you doing?
You didn't think I was just going to let him get away with this, did you? What has she been doing to him all night?
Look, don't ask questions.
He gave us weeks of suffering.
Yeah, but everything worked out okay. You can cut him some slack.
I'll cut him some slack when he's dead. Fuck. Again!
I am a bad kappa!
I backed away slowly as other students gathered around the commotion. And bumped into someone.
Oh, pardon me.
I froze.
Yes!
Mr.
Yes!
stood next to Mr. Saitomo, his arm around her waist.
Aha! I knew it! It's so good.
She was absolutely bursting with joy, holding her hand in front of her as if her nails were drying.
Oh shit! Oh, Hana, I'm glad you're here. I've been going around announcing it to everybody, and I'm going to include my favorite student.
Favorite student?
Oh shit. Me and Charles here have decided to get married.
She screamed the last word out to the heavens.
Yes, old man.
As if sending a signal to another planet. I heard it bounce off Mars and ricochet toward Saturn.
When?
I glanced at Mr. Saitomo and he winked at me. All at once I remembered running into him in the dead of night and how he walked back to my dorm without ever saying a word against me being out. Was it because he was sneaking around to see Miss Shizuka?
Absolutely.
I stared at the two as Shizuka leaned over to kiss Mr. Saitomo on the cheek. I had never seen her happier, and Mr. Saitomo seemed 10 years younger in her presence. I shook my head.
Seriously.
I wish you both great happiness.
Thank you, Hana. I am sure we will have it.
Yes, I agree.
Miss Shizuka wrapped her hands in Mr. Saitomo's.
My prince has finally come. Over and over and over again.
I waved and passed them, giving them all the privacy they so clearly desired. As I headed across campus, a voice called out to me.
Hana.
There you are. How are you doing? I shook my head.
Well,
Satch, life at Hasegawa Academy never gets easier.
Nope. He slid an arm around my shoulder, grinning mischievously.
Okay, maybe some things do. Are you saying Satch gets easier rather than harder?
Normal Boots Club.
Yeah.
Ow. Love the opening thing.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we
Yeah.
loved this. We're probably going to do a lot more of the dating sims.
Yes.
That's not necessarily going to be the only thing we do, but I think that we're going to incorporate a lot more of the visual novel kind of stuff into our channel.
Yeah, you saw the credits. Shoutouts to all those people,
Yeah.
obviously. We did not expect this to be the last episode, so it's just kind of like normal shoutouts.
And yet it was still like an hour long. So,
Yeah. So
whatever.
Fuck it. So, on top of the shoutouts to all the creators, because holy crap, you guys are amazing, and you've inspired me to actually download things to start figuring out how to do this. I'm learning Python and creating my own shit. So, yeah, thank you much for that. Let's do our regular shoutouts that we already have on our list, so we can knock them out. I'm going to go and go first. I've mentioned before, I think on this channel and on the other game that we're playing right now, that I've been playing Final Fantasy X again, and I'm about 95 hours into it. I've already beaten the game, and I'm just finishing up an Omega Dungeon, collecting all the monsters for the arena stuff, and then I get to go through that. It's gonna be fun.
Yep.
Anyways, I want to do a special shout out to the completionist run of Final Fantasy X, because holy shit, this is a big game,
Yeah.
especially for back on one disc, and PlayStation 2 era.
Yeah.
Good lord, this is a bit much. I forgot how big this game was.
For 2001, incredible.
Yeah,
Right?
especially the international version where there's so much extra shit and you get like the Dark Aeons and Penance and all that. Fuck! So yeah, I just wanted to do a shout out to his run of it. That's inspiring.
160 hours. Filling
Yeah.
out the entire sphere grid and everything.
Yep. It's great.
Just watching him do this, fuck, man, poor Gerard.
Yeah.
Having to do it on a schedule.
Yeah, fuck that. I couldn't do this on a schedule. No way.
Yeah, that poor blip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely big props to you, as always.
Yes. As for me, I mentioned recently that I picked up an Xbox One the other day. And I've been playing some of the games on it. I played like UMVC 3, which I'm not good at and kind of gave up on. Got a couple other things, got Rear Replay, was playing a little bit of Gears of War, Ultimate, whatever. But I picked up an exclusive game as well because I'd heard good things about it, but I didn't know anything about it. And that game is Sunset Overdrive. And I love it.
Yeah, he's been playing it almost nonstop since he put it in.
Yeah. It's like Tony Hawk's American Wasteland plus Saints Row plus Jet Set Radio Future plus Mutants.
And you can see where they had some of the early ideas for how they were going to do the Spider-Man game.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can definitely tell where they came up with the idea to do the Spider-Man game after this one. Because Sunset Overdrive was made by Insomniac. And it's incredible. I'm really enjoying it. It's got just my kind of humor. And all of the other things that I mentioned that I've wished were in more games.
Yeah, I'll just be in the living room, grinding away for Final Fantasy X, and then he'll laugh like an idiot.
I'm cackling.
Yeah, and then I'll have to ask him what's up, and it's good funnies.
Yes. So it's also on PC, but I never played it on PC. When I got the Xbox, I'm like, well, I should play some of the stuff that's quote unquote exclusives to it. So I did, and I'm really enjoying it. So if you have an Xbox or a PC, definitely pick up Sunset Overdrive. It's real good.
Yeah.
But we already scored the game. I don't know what's next on your list. Off the top of my head.
Don't know either.
I think I know what it is, but I don't want to say it without double checking. So
yeah, we got a bunch of stuff on the list. This game has added a couple of other visual novel style games.
Gonna take a break from that for a little bit, and we'll come back to another visual novel later.
Right.
But yeah, all the same.
We're really impressed with how well this one turned out, especially for our channel.
It's real good.
So, turn in next time to figure out what the hell I'm playing. I don't know.
All right, see you then.
Bye!